Okay, this is the garage door opener video. And so by default, we're in the garage. And as you can see, observations are very cluttered. And so observations are going to be, and reporting is going to be limited and partial and text obstructed. Got a couple of clues here. This is a rental property. We have a nice refrigerator out here in the garage. So the likelihood, there is a likelihood so far that the refrigerator to this property will convey. And that's beyond the scope of this inspection, but that's what's known as a clue. Back here is the lawn sprinkler control box. And we can't get back there. We're not going to operate the system. I'm going to make some observations about it, and we're going to have to leave it at that. Other clues: this property is pretty close to the community swimming pool, and so I'm seeing two air conditioning systems, or used to have two air conditioning systems for such a small home. Alright, I'm also seeing speakers in the garage. Interior duty ceiling fan in the garage, which by the way, the garage is exterior duty, that's the wrong duty ceiling fan. And I'm seeing another speaker. Alright, I'm seeing luminaries, candle lights installed in the ceiling, and I would venture to say that this was probably the office or the spec house for the neighborhood. It's probably one of the first homes built. This is what they used to sell the other houses. It would be reasonable to assume that. I don't know. I don't know that. I'm just making casual observations. Is that the refrigerator might stay. This might have been an office. This might have been a spec house. Okay, the garage pedestrian door should have a self-closing spring on it. It should close on its own accord. Because today this is a garage, this is not an office, this is where we store gas, this is where cars are, this is where stuff blows up. We're trying to, okay, we want to compartmentalize, we want to isolate the garage space from the living space. Even though there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm sure people care about, there's more stuff on the other side of that door that people care about, like children and pets and marriage licenses and, bank records, those kinds of things. So this door should have a self-closing spring on it. I get it. I took my spring off. I'm carrying my groceries in. I made an educated decision to do a foolish thing. But if there's a fire right here, there's nothing to keep it from walking inside. There's nothing to keep it from walking inside. This is the garage overhead door video, by the way. And this is the control button. It's higher than 5 feet. I'm vertically challenged. I know. If I have to look up at it, it's about 5 feet. So, and then, alright, we should have a warning notice posted right here. We sure should. We've got our control hand, our emergency pull handle, our courtesy light is working. That's a good thing. Now, when this home was built, that receptacle outlet was not required to be GFCI protected, and it's not. And it isn't. So, there's that. It wasn't required. It's grandfathered. We got a metal door with a vinyl insulation, probably because it was an office. The optic sensors are closer to the floor than 6 inches. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. The optic sensors are properly positioned. Now, on the bottom left corner, bottom outside corners of the first panel, you should have spring tension notices, and you do have that. You should have a pull handle inside this door for manual operation, and you do not have that. You should have a warning notice, kind of like the notice that's missing from the switch. You should have a warning notice on this door that shows an illustration of a child being crushed, and you don't have that. And then over here you have the manual door lock. The manual door lock should have been decommissioned. You can lock this door manually, forget about your actions, come home and press the control button, or come out and press this control button. The door will try to open, but it can't because it's been locked, and it causes the door to twist out of place and damages the door and causes damage. So now, how do I do the safety reverse? I do the safety reverse using the optic sensor only. All right. I do not do a block test. That's in my inspection agreement, and it's a business decision. Do no harm. I will have instructions. If you'd like to do a block test, you're more than welcome to. I have instructions on how to do a block test baked into your inspection report. So we come along here, I don't have a safety notice, but it's high enough, and I push the button. I come across here. Yay. So we do know the safety reverse works. We know it's relatively quiet. So what do we learn? We learn we don't have a safety notice, and we don't have a safety notice. We don't have a pull handle, and the door should be lock should be decommissioned. We also learned that that's not GFCI.